Hey y'all, how you perking? I hope you're perking good. So, Twitter, Elon Musk, what is the future of Twitter? Is this a brilliant, wonderful thing coming, or is this a horrible fuck, why is this happening, oh no thing? There are opinions on all sides of this, and we're gonna take a look today to see what the future of Twitter with Elon Musk looks like. So we're fixing to take a peek. I am a licensed mental health clinician as well as a spiritual intuitive, and we're fixing to take a look at this tea with the tarot. So let me go ahead and pull up the cards over here, and I'm gonna move this microphone right here. Penelope is matching the cards today in her gorgeous blues. My printer's over there going, you know, so if you're hearing that, I apologize. It's just doing its own thing. Am I printing a document? No. And there's thunder. There's thunder. Okay. Well then, let's see. Let's get shuffled up here. With the cards, with all this chaos going on. Printers making all kinds of noise for no damn reason. Thunder going off for the reasons that thunder goes off. It's raining outside. And we're fixing to dig into this. Also, just so you know, if you want access to a lot of other videos like this, there's plenty of videos under the Perk Squad, so you can join the Perk Squad and become a member by clicking the blue join button below or the link in the description box. And there are many different perks to join the Perk Squad. Exclusive videos. There's uploading weekly forecasts, and there are video shout outs like this one. Shout out to you, D Violet Sky. Shout out to you, and thank you for being a member of the Perk Squad. D Violet Sky, thank you. So let's take a peek. Let's see the future of the Twitter. I say Twitter because I'm southern as hell, but this ain't a cow udder. It's not a double D like Dolly Parton. I shouldn't have said that. It's a double T. So Twitter, the future of Twitter. We're looking at some great shit here. We're looking at some hell here. Let's see what we're looking at. Spirit guides, give us some insights here about the future of the Twitter. Alrighty, well, some interesting cards right there. Well, save. Oh, shit. Okay. All right. Let's get some context. Yeah, let's get some context. What in the actual... Alrighty. So, okay, what we're looking at here. I'm just going to start with this. Interestingly enough, they're bringing Elon Musk up here as a King of Wands in reverse. So, either that means he's got some plans that are not so great, wouldn't pass a sniff test, some kind of bad way, or it means, bless his heart, he's at some sort of a disadvantage. People would be like, how an absolute fuck could one of the richest, if not the richest, men on the planet be at any kind of disadvantage? But this remains to be seen. So let's go ahead and look and first and see if this is something like, oh, there's some plans that he has under his belt that are maybe not as wonderful as what some people would hope, or if there's something going on where it's like, man, you know, his hands are tied more ways than we considered. So let's take a peek and see what we're looking at with that. Money card. Money card. You don't get to the position where you are one of, if not the richest men in the world without caring about money. You must care about money some sort of way to get into that kind of position. So I do see this being something about money. So there might be some people out there that are like, oh, he's not in this for the money, you know, he doesn't care, he just wants freedom of speech and blah, blah, blah. And it may be true that he does want better freedom of speech. That very well could be true, but for people to negate the fact that there is any kind of financial interest in this would be silly. It doesn't feel like he's doing this out of some charitable, goodwill or something like that. There's a money-making idea involved with this, which, I guess if you're going to spend, 40-something billion dollars on a platform, maybe you want to make some money off of it. We might not fault the guy for that part. Chariot card going forward. So, when I'm seeing about that is talking about things moving forward. I do see him trying to move things forward, some kind of a way, influence some kind of change forward. And with this 10 of Wands upright, this is like taking on a big burden, taking on a big load. But being in the upright position, this is kind of like we're taking on a big load, but we're able to handle it. However, it is very interesting to me that we get this Empress card over here in reverse and this 3 of Swords card right here. These are not the best cards. I'm going to be honest, these are not the best cards. When I'm seeing these cards, it looks like there's going to be some sort of issue with his ideas taking root. This is like heartache or being bummed out or like being pissed off and being like, oh, come on, so at best, it's just annoyed. At worst, it's like, the betrayal, the hurt, the whatever. And so I see something not really being able to get in there quite the way that some people think. So there are some people, and I'm kind of torn on this, I can see both sides of how him coming to Twitter or him buying Twitter could be a great thing, and I also see how him buying Twitter could be not so great of a thing. So I'm kind of open to seeing what the cards would say on this, because I'm not really sure I have like a distinct opinion on the matter, though I'm sure many of y'all do, and please talk amongst yourselves, but kindly, we can have different opinions. But from what this is looking like this is something of him not really being able to do all the things that maybe he thought about. And I don't know exactly why that is, other than the fact that we've got the 7 of Cups here, which is like things are not always what we think they are. They're not always what they seem here. There's more to it than just what meets the eye. So that's interesting. The High Priestess card in reverse right there is kind of seconding that, because this is like secrets, hidden agendas, things that are kind of not out there yet. And so there's some things that are behind the scenes that we just don't have any awareness of. It's not public. If it's public at all, then it's just conjecture and assumptions or hearsay or gossip or rumors or whatever. It's not something out there. And it looks like whatever this is, this could kind of hold him back from being the, I guess, like true and brilliant hero that some people kind of pedestalize him and think that he could be or will be for the Twitter. So over here with the Death card upright, this is change and transformation usually is change and transformation. But when we get this Page of Pentacles in reverse on top of it, some things he's not going to be able to do because of certain financial implications. So it seems like with a man maybe this powerful and this rich, you'd think that he'd be able to do whatever the hell he'd want. But it actually looks like he kind of can't completely. It looks like in some ways he's still beholden to something because of this money. It's like, well, I know you want to do this idea, and this idea. You can do these and you could pretend like you're doing this, but you kind of can't have these aspects of it, because if you did, then it would get in the way of your financial interests, because maybe it would piss off some of his financial partners or collaborators or something like that. I don't know. But I don't see him doing the like complete overhaul and whatever. Like I feel like there's some people that kind of think of him as like a Robin Hood, a hero or whatever. And I'm not saying he's a bad person. I don't even know if I think this is a good thing or a not so good thing, but I'm just saying it doesn't look like he's going to be able to be all those things for everybody in ways that people might have hoped for. So let's look more here. What else can we know about the future of Twitter? So let's take a peek. What else can we know? What else can we know about the future of Twitter here? What else? Get shuffled up and let's see. Okay. Alrighty. That's very interesting for it to... Okay. Yeah, and a context card on this one. What's context? Okay, so the world card in reverse. I find this to be interesting because we were just talking about how like he's got partners or whatever that might not make the financial stuff go the way he would intend. So it's not like he could do all of the ideas that people would think or demand. The world card being here and being in the reverse, it's like certain institutions, people, partnerships, whatever, from other places in the world pulling him down because he looks like he's connected all over the world. That's why we've got this card here. Again, the Ace of Wands, not being able to move forward on something, not being able to take that lead. And the Eight of Wands is a big travel card. So with this in the world, travel, overseas, stuff like that, it feels like there are some sort of overseas people, businesses, I don't know, that he's connected to that would basically be like, well, you can do these certain things on Twitter, but you can't do these certain things because these certain things would be bad on us, which means it would be bad for your business because we're giving you money or something like that. I don't know a lot about his dealings or whatever he's doing. I don't know. I just got OCD and turned my water bottle so that the label could face me as if it makes any difference and as if I needed to do that now in the middle of a reading. I guess it's because I'm obviously uncomfortable as I read about that because, you just think of him as being, again, one of the most powerful people in the world because he's one of the richest people in the world. Again, if not the richest, I don't even know. So that's weird to me. But it does look like he's like, hey, I want to offer up this though. I could offer up these certain things. But this is a card about, being disappointed, being let down, bummed out, stressed out, anxious, things not going your way, having to try to find the silver lining some kind of a way. So I actually don't know that whatever this Twitter thing is that he's kind of embarking on, I don't really see this journey as being quite like what people expected it to be on either side, really, because from looking at this, it's almost like a monkey in the middle kind of thing. So it's like, again, there's people on, one side of this argument that's like, he's gonna be the thing that Twitter needs. He's gonna, free everything and create all this change and be this champion. And then there's this other side that's like, he's gonna ruin it all to hell. It's gonna become a cesspool of degenerates that are just, furthering all this bullshit and bad information and whatever, and it's just gonna be and people genuinely believe kind of somewhere around either of those sides, and I'm just not really seeing any of that necessarily because I'm not even seeing like major massive changes. This looks a little bit more business as usual, status quo than what I would have thought. That's not to say that he wouldn't make changes if he got in there and if he could, do stuff. It's not to say that nothing would happen. I'm just not necessarily... This seems to be way more newsworthy from what people think is going to happen than if people knew, hey, someone, and not going to tell you who, but someone's going to buy Twitter. Okay, well, let's see what happens. And people, wouldn't be thinking one way or the other about it because it's just a mysterious someone who's buying Twitter, and they wait to see what happens, and they see some things and whatever. And, it's just like any other place that gets bought out and some changes roll out and it goes on kind of thing. It seems like the fact that it's him that's doing it makes people feel so polarized about it, but I don't necessarily, right now at least, see in the cards that we're going to be able to have it go really strongly either way, because right now what is playing out in the cards as the most likely outcome is that we're going to get some weird middle of the road type of thing with this. That's interesting. Some people might be like, yay, thank God. And some people might be like, womp, 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 for that to be the outcome there that I'm seeing here. But I'm just saying, what the cards are saying. Just a girl reading cards. This is just all alleged. Just my interpretation. All alleged. Just my interpretation. Okay? Okay? I don't even like the Twitter. Twitter sucks. I'm on it. My handle's in the description box below. But I'm not too keen. I'm not. Let's see. Anything else that we can know about this issue? Anything else we can know about this issue? About Twitter, Elon Musk, the future of it, all of that kind of shit right here. What else can we know? Okay. Yeah, kind of having to make a decision. Damned if you do, damned if you don't. You're not really feeling it. Devil card here. We're going to have to get into that one a little bit more. Things aren't exactly what they seem. People aren't working out right with this. Can't get projects up off the ground. Trying to put in a lot of work, but it's an extra burden. Trying to kind of hurry things up and get things going, but something's got to give to be able to make that happen. Can't make that happen because we've got this pairing that's not gelling. And so it's kind of like the way they're kind of pitching this to me is kind of like, how in politics people are always like, oh, this side of Congress or whatever, they'll say this thing and they pitch it over here and then they shut it down. And so it's like we can't get anywhere because this one will come up with an idea and they'll pitch it over here and then this part shuts it down. And so we just cancel each other out because we can't get on the same page about things. There's some kind of a vibe of that going on here for the future of Twitter. So I don't know if this is like him not gelling well with the people who are like on the board or working with Twitter, working on for whatever. I don't know, but there's something here that just doesn't feel like it clicks. And this doesn't even feel like necessarily a happy, great arrangement. Like I wouldn't even be surprised if he in some way regretted having spent 40-something billion bucks on the Twitter. Because as we saw earlier, we saw the money cards. He's obviously bought it because he wants to get something out of it financially. I mean, you don't spend that many billions of dollars on something just to watch it. You do it because you're like, somehow I want to make some money off of this. So I see some kind of, I see some rhetoric that could maybe get people hyped. I see some tweaks that maybe could get people hyped, and things like that. But in terms of substantive change that's gonna kind of, change the face of what we think it is, like a great rebrand, a something like that, to change it into something new, to birth this into a new animal, whatever. I don't really see that. I'm laughing because you know how I always get images and words and things from the spirit guides as I'm reading cards, and I just blurt out whatever, just like how in the last reading for the monthly reading I just blurted out something about sperm and eggs, and then I was like, what am I using this example about? I'm like, well, wouldn't it be funny if this issue had anything to do with sperm, eggs, sex, anything like that? And it ends up being the issue about Roe v. Wade and all of that's going on at the Supreme Court. And it was like, oh, that's why they gave me this. But what made me laugh here is because I got an image in my head as I was talking, and I'm like, really, guys? The image of how, like, you can breed like a horse and a donkey together and get a mule. So it's like, yeah, you can breed a horse that's, you know, great and fine and has its own things, and you can breed a donkey that's great and fine and has its own things, and you can make a mule which is great and fine, but it can't reproduce, and it's, you know, it's just that you won't make another one without pairing these two things together. It's just, it ends there. And that's kind of the visual that they were giving me about this when they were, and I'm like, why? Maybe because donkey is jackass. Maybe they're calling somebody a jackass. I don't know what they're doing. But I just thought that was interesting, taking two viable things, blending them together, and it doesn't go. So when I'm talking about this one thing canceling another thing out, and so you can't really flourish with that because you just have this opinion and this opinion, let's get them together and they cancel each other out. And that's kind of what it's doing. It's the horse getting with the donkey and making a mule that can't procreate. A sterile ass animal. Nothing against mules, love them, okay, fine, they can do cool things, you know, whatever, but I hope you get the point here. I hope you get the point. Very strange visuals, but I say what I say what I see, and I say what I get, and I'm just the messenger, so don't shoot the messenger. They're giving me some crazy shit to say. I say the things. This is just all alleged, just my interpretations, okay? So you know this. But that's why this is weird. So in terms of overall what we get out of this, huge facelift, kind of not really. Kind of not really. It's like putting lipstick on a pig. Still a fucking pig. Putting blush on a turd. Still a fucking turd. You know? It's like, it looks better. There might be something about it that's different and cool. But again, substantive change. I don't know. Debatable. Anywho, that's what I saw here. If you'd like a private reading, then you can schedule one with my website down below, BeasTalksAndTarot.com. You can get a private reading. You can get a private energy healing. If you want to get an energy tune-up, feel like you're getting a little tune-up, find out if there's anything going on that you should know about energetically, spiritually, physically, emotionally, psychologically, etc. You can also schedule a session, a coaching session, to learn how to read the cards the way I read the cards. If you do tarot and you'd like to get some coaching or mentoring or insights on how I tend to read the cards, then that is available there too. So check out the website, description box, all the things, comments, all the things. I'll be there talking at you. And yeah, very interesting. Let me know your thoughts. I'm sure everybody's got a lot of different thoughts. We can all express them. Let's not silence folks. Let's let people express things. But let's please express things as adults, nicely, kindly, politely. No need in any kind of cruelty, rudeness, pettiness, name calling, you know, being a shit person in general. Ain't no need. So, anywho, don't be a stranger. Come back and see me, and I will talk at you later. Bye, y'all. Is your hair standing up? Are you about to bark? Your little fur was standing up there, son. I guess FedEx has you fucked up. FedEx has you fucked all the way up. Yeah. Well, sorry.